No intro needed. This is the exact strategy to unlocking insane focus, so you can just copy my strategy. I don't do drugs or caffeine or music or stimulants anymore. None of that. I'm going to share with you this exact strategy in this video. Now, why do most entrepreneurs like you never get any results in business? Well, it's because your focus and your work ethic sucks, right? You need to think about your work like this. You've got the work ahead of you, but your own self, your own drive, your own motivation, your own focus on that work is shit, and therefore that makes the work shit, right? You are relying on stimulants like caffeine, like music, like all these things to try keep you working, which all of that is because you have poor sleep. It all comes down to you having poor sleep, which makes you rely on stimulants, which makes you rely on those to actually focus. Now, what we want to do, we want to get rid of these, and what we actually want to do is have a high quality, consistent sleep and work schedule, which is the optimal outcome. Because now you're not sacrificing your long term health. Now you're not going to end up getting weird diseases or shit in 20 years' time, or feel extremely tired without your energy drinks or your caffeine. No more relying off that. You're going to be just naturally energized, naturally wanting to do the work. And just for some proof, here's some of the results that I've gotten. This is in my community. This is how much I made last month specifically. Those are my sleep scores, around like 80 to 90% on average. And the results, I wake up super energized most mornings. I get straight to work straight away. I have an incredible work ethic, so within each morning, I get more than a week's worth of work done. Not even kidding. It used to take me 16 hours a day of working for an entire week, right, just to get some tasks done. Now I can get that shit done within a day, at most, or even 4 to 6 hours. And the thing is, with this, you don't need to work long hours. You don't have to spend 14, 16, 18, 20 hours a day working inside, working your fucking butt off and getting no sleep, having no social life, not networking with any new people. You can spend more time doing those things, refining your skills, enjoying your life more, and you're going to make more money as a result of this, right? Now, anyways, how do we actually do this? We start off with deep work rules. And the reason why your sleep specifically sucks is because you stay up later to complete the work tasks, right? We're all guilty of this. I've done it. You've done it. Where you need to just complete that work task. You need to complete it. And you just, you don't get it complete on time. So you need to stay up later. You need to stay up later. And before you know it, it's 11 p.m., 12 a.m. And, your sleep's fucked. So I want you to get your tasks done earlier in the morning. Get them done early morning. Wake up. Get straight to work. Be in a dark room. Have some sort of like white noise or brain.fm on. Make sure you have one tab open at a time. You have a to-do list right in front of you. So it's from the highest priority at the top, the highest ROI task in your business, to the lowest priority. So for example, it could be making a YouTube video, or working on your VSL or webinar, or whatever main task you need to do for your online business. And then at the bottom could be replying to messages, or checking notifications, commenting on YouTube videos or some shit. I don't know. Whatever you do which is unimportant. You also have your blinds down, you set an hour-long timer or a 2-hour-long timer, and you do not check any messages or notifications. This is by far the one that kills your productivity. Sure, you might get a couple extra calls booked, or might be able to respond to some messages faster. But because you've done that, it takes away your brain points. It makes it harder for you to get back into that flow, back into that task, hungry for that work, and now you spend the entire day just working. Now, you want to determine your exact sleep problems as well. Now, out of these, right, the thing is, here's the doctor's analogy. A doctor wouldn't just prescribe you random medication for your problems. He would actually take some time to diagnose your exact problem, right? He wouldn't just give you Viagra. I hate to use that example, but he wouldn't give you some random pill or supplement if he doesn't even know what you're struggling with, or what you're dealing with, or what illness you've got. So you need to find the exact list of problems you have with your own sleep, find the biggest and most painful one, and from there focus purely on that problem, and purely on solving it. Then you determine the exact solution. So for a while for me, my mind used to race at night. Still, sometimes to this day, it will race. But I know what to do. I can journal out all my thoughts. It's the exact solution which works perfectly for me. So, whatever's non-stimulating and solves that problem, that biggest and most painful problem you have, do it. It's so simple. Just start small, get consistent, pretty simple, and just don't fall for the false motivation trap. Now, the false motivation trap, what the fuck is a false motivation trap? Well, a false motivation trap is where you take on tons of things. So, for example, if you start hitting the gym, you're a fat guy, for example, and you go and start Arnold's program or Arnold's workout routine or some shit. From there, you're biting off more than you can chew. You've got so much more motivation. And you're like, yes, I'm going to lose this one. I'm going to get shredded like Arnold. And then before you know it, you end up getting inconsistent. You don't make any progress towards your end goal. But the guy who starts off small and the guy who works up gets the result you want. So you first become consistent and then you become great, as Alex Hormozi said. There's this guy I remember from Atomic Habits who he started in the gym for 5 minutes a day, working for 5 minutes a day. Sorry, working out for 5 minutes a day. Not even working out, playing around with the machines, doing a bit of cardio, and then leaving. But the reason why wasn't to lose the weight, but it was to get into the habit of doing it, and from there becoming consistent. And so what I want you to do from here is you need to progress, right? You need to progress with the habit that you're doing for your sleep, that solution. So you either progress with time or intensity based on the habit, or you just stay consistent with it. It's simple. And once you've maxed it out, repeat the steps 1, 2, 3 until you've solved every single problem with sleep that you have listed out. And once you've done that, you can simplify. Because at a certain point, bro, you're going to get diminishing returns. You're going to get to a point where you're going to be biting off more than you can chew, and you're just going to be wasting your time, right? Do you really want to spend all your time improving your sleep? No. No entrepreneur wants to do that because it's not directly impacting your business. Instead, what you want to do is find the 80-20 rules. Find what's 20% of the habits which are absolutely necessary and are crucial for my sleep, and which ones make up 80% of my results. And which ones? 80% of habits which lead to 20% of results. Remove the 80. So find which habits can you combine and find out which habits aren't necessary. I actually used to have like a 2.5 hour long morning routine. It was ridiculous. I would straight up wake up. I would then have a cold shower, brush my teeth. I'd then do this, I'd do that. I would floss my teeth. I would go outside, do some grounding. I'd do some sprints. I'd do some exercise, go on a morning run, do some gratitude journaling, do some visualizations. Before I knew it, I already had to go to school. And I didn't get any really morning work in. And in the afternoon, I'd simply procrastinate and just do an evening routine. So I made no money during this time. I currently wake up and work. I believe that's the best way to go. And then do a morning routine. You wake up, work, morning routine, work. Simple. Now, that's the exact blueprint which I use to completely fixing my sleep and being able to unlock insane focus. For the past hour, 2 hours, like after being out all day, I was out with a boy. Took some cool photos. If you want to check that out, follow me on @TaylorOverton08, or if you want to follow my business account, DM me for more advice about sleep. Just hit me up @TaylorOvertonBiz. But yeah, I've just been locked into making this, man, and it's been fucking amazing. So hope you have an amazing rest of your day. DM me on Instagram if you got any questions, and I'll see you in the next video. Whoop out!